Well, after what has been a dream test match for the city of Adelaide, it seemed only fitting that after their two locals, Travis Head and Alex Carey, have both had their moment to star, that it was another, albeit adopted son of the city, Nathan Lyon, who had his moment out in the middle, striking with three crucial wickets to leave Australia just 4 wickets away from winning this Ashes series. Sam Jordan from 9 News, joined by Dan Bredig from The Age. Dan, it really has been a fairy tale script for the Adelaide City, hasn't it?
Yes, it certainly has. And Nathan Lyon in the last session, just that little bit of doubt in the game, England getting a partnership going between Harry Brook and Zach Crawley. They were just starting to increase the run rate. They'd taken some runs off Travis Head, who'd been bowling quite a bit in the afternoon. And Nathan Lyon went bang, bang, bang. Harry Brook contributed a bit to his own dismissal. But I'd say that Ben Stokes and Zach Crawley were both purely bowled out with some terrific work, both in terms of the delivery sent down, but also the plans behind them.
Nathan Lyon bowled 2 overs in the first test in Perth. He was left out of the team for the day-night test in Brisbane. He was adamant that he didn't have a point to prove here ahead of this third Ashes test match, but I tell you what, he certainly played like it. He has been extraordinary.
Well, we just spoke to Alex Carey in the press conference, and one of the things that he admitted was that Nathan had a new nickname out there today, which was filthy, which obviously is one of the words he used during the Brisbane test to describe how he felt about being left out. So, and as Alex said, nothing gets missed in the Australian team, and so that was all taken in good spirit, and obviously didn't affect the way that Nathan Lyon was bowling. He got challenged a bit in his first spell. England clearly went out there with a plan to sweep and reverse sweep, try to interfere with his lengths so that he couldn't hit the rough too consistently. But he went away, had to think about that initial spell, came back on, and in the case of all the wickets that he took, all 3, he bowled with beautiful drop and drift to land the ball short of where the batsman was expecting it, and that meant that Harry Brook looked a bit silly. Ben Stokes had to just nod and say well bowled, literally, and Zach Crawley was really cleverly thought out with a terrific stumping by Alex Carey. So it was a lovely little 1-2-3 punch from Nathan Lyon, but it had started early with Pat Cummins.
Well, speak about the timing, the script writing of this fairy tale test match so far for the Aussies, and in particular Adelaide as well. But for Nathan Lyon, it becomes at a particularly good time as well. So much of the conversation so far through this series has been about the future of spin bowling, not just in Australia, but in Test cricket around the world. Of course, certainly on England's side of things too, that has dominated the build-up with the selection of Will Jacks. What a nice reminder of just how important a serviceable and also a spinner that can strike is in this kind of situation.
Yeah, well, one of the things that we heard in the lead-up, of course, was from Damien Hoff, the curator here. It's very important to him, in a cricket philosophical sense, that he prepares a surface that is going to help spin bowlers. And we're seeing in this Test match that he's, getting into the 5th day. It helps early in the game because of the grass, the type of grass on the wicket that also helps the seam bowlers, but it also helps later in the game as the pitch dries out. We saw a couple of balls really jump out of the rough today that was helping Nathan Lyon, and that's something that we're not seeing all that often in Australia in recent times, but you see the value of that, the richness of that, particularly in a Test match like this, where Nathan Lyon has been given the arena to showcase his skills. And as I said, when he got those 3 wickets today, it came at a really crucial time. And it went from a situation where there might have been a bit of doubt going into day 5 to it's a matter of time, isn't it?
Well, that's exactly right. Nathan Lyon taking the last 3 wickets of the day. It was Australia's captain, Pat Cummins, who took the first 3 wickets of the day, and I think it's probably summed up best Pat's contribution, that it isn't the headline at the end of the day that in his first test match, his first match in 5 months, that he can just bowl and perform like this.
Yeah, it was seamless, wasn't it? The fact that he's come in and bowled with just terrific rhythm, terrific threat, and quite often bowling upwind, into the wind while Mitchell Starc coming from down breeze. But really terrific from him today. You think about the way that he got Ben Duckett's second ball of the innings. That's really the kind of the plan that the Australians have had for Ben Duckett for a long time. They know that he doesn't like leaving the ball. He's actually gotten bowled out quite a lot in this series with some pretty good stuff that's contributed to a low average, but today that was kind of straight off the drawing board. He hung it out a little bit wide, Duckett went for it, bit of extra bounce and a slips catch. Ben Duckett mimed a leave as he was walking off, and that felt quite the futile gesture after the horse had bolted. And then we saw some more terrific bowling by Cummins in terms of just being able to get through Ollie Pope. Ollie Pope, it felt like a bit of a matter of time, and sort of I described it in my piece as a bit of cosmic justice, that while Marnus Labuschagne took an outstanding catch, and one that's going to be ranked with Steve Smith's to get Will Jacks in Brisbane as the catch of the series, but I don't think anyone at the ground could possibly have been surprised that Ollie Pope was out caught in the slips. So maybe the manner of it was a little bit unlucky in terms of the quality of the catch, but it just felt like it was always going to happen. And then of course Joe Root came I think close to really putting a stamp on this match and this innings. But you saw when they came out after tea, Pat Cummins, I think, a nod to his captaincy, bringing on Travis Head just to change things up a little bit. He didn't get a wicket. He might well have got a wicket when Joe Root padded up and the ball tracker showed that it was going to hit the stumps. But that just unsettled things, mixes up the rhythm of the game, and then Pat follows that up with an absolutely immaculate over. Every ball on a postage stamp, and eventually, last ball of the over, Joe Root nicked off as he did in the first innings. He punched his bat with his glove. He was so frustrated.
It was a big reaction, wasn't it?
He was so frustrated. It was a little bit like Ben Stokes in the first innings. That sort of almost that admission that it's gone now. I can't bring the Ashes home with me. That was another wicket celebrated by Pat Cummins like a captain who knew he was well on his way.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, the game situation is that England still need more than 220 runs to win. Australia just chasing those 4 wickets. It might sound like a bizarre thing to say, but just the relative fight that England showed today was probably the most impressed I've been with their batting so far in this series, yet they were completely outplayed. You can hear the rumblings. The rumblings have been there for quite a while now, but there is going to be some serious reflection happening after this Test match.
Yeah, there absolutely is. And I think one of the main reasons is that, yes, as you say, like both here and the second innings in Brisbane, they have shown they do have it within them to bat properly, bat normally, bat time. And if they'd been training this for a couple of years, if they'd been trying to do this more consistently in different conditions on different surfaces, they would have come here with the knowledge that they could have done that. It doesn't mean not playing any shots. It means balancing attack and defence, as the Australian batsmen do largely, and just respecting what Test cricket is. And the fact that England have not done that leading into this series and thought they could come here and sort of alpha the Australian bowlers by going after them. It was a really wrong-headed assumption, and I think it's going to mean consequences for Brendan McCullum, the coach, Rob Key, the high-performance director. And it's also going to leave Ben Stokes to wonder, well, do I keep on as captain, or do I have to step back and let someone else do it? I think, there's big changes coming for England for sure.
Yeah, that's right. Now, Ben Stokes, as captain, did step up again today. He didn't bowl at all yesterday after the team said that he was exhausted. That comment did get plenty of attention overnight as well, but he took the first over this morning when play did begin, and England bowled really well. We speak about the glimmer, the flicker of hope that there was for England throughout the day today. Well, it certainly didn't start that way, but it was their bowlers who actually did give them a fighting chance at least.
Well, you could see in the way that Ben Stokes was celebrating all the wickets that he was thinking, there could still be a miracle here. We're not going to get set 500. We're not going to get set something that's completely out of our reach. But even then, I don't think the Australians were overly perturbed by that. I think the fact that it was a target of 435, it's a world record target. No one's actually done that to win a match in the history of Test cricket. And but the fact that there was maybe that little skerrick of hope there for England meant that they were playing shots that were going to give the Australians a chance. And I think that, I reflect on Pat Cummins several years ago now in Pakistan when they won the third test in Lahore. He gave Pakistan a bit of a chance. And by giving Pakistan a bit of a chance, shots were played that allowed Australia to win that game. And not to say England wouldn't have played shots irrespective, but I just think the scenario, the game moving quickly this morning, the wickets falling, it actually worked out pretty well for Australia. It meant that they had that short little burst before lunch, got Ben Duckett, and that was obviously going to help them later in the day.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But as bleak as it sounds for English fans, none of that is going to matter now because they are hanging on for dear life. One little mention for the Adelaide crowd as well, as we have people, SACA members, streaming out of the Adelaide Oval behind us too. It is now an all-time record. 202,000 fans have passed through the venue in the last 4 days, surpassing the record that was set over 5 days. That was a touch under 200,000 in the 2017-18 Ashes as well. I don't know, Dan, how many do you reckon we might get here tomorrow? That could be a big record margin.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's a little bit of rain around tomorrow, not enough to prevent...
Worry Australians.
No, I think it's about 1 millimetre forecast total, but it will be interesting to see how many people come in. We're not really used to having fifth days too much anymore in Test cricket, and it'll be intriguing to see, because obviously the thing about Adelaide Oval and the thing about the Adelaide Test that the SACA with Cricket Australia have been able to really nail in the last few years is making it a great cricket event, but also a great event. And the fact that the SACA members come in here, a lot come to watch the cricket. A lot come to watch the cricket in places when Travis Head's batting, for instance, or Alex Carey's about to make 100, but also a long time out the back. Kind of a bit like the Australian Open, getting a ground pass for the Australian Open. I think it's a similar vibe, and something that other venues around Australia and around the world. We had the Marylebone Cricket Club at Lords here, from Lords here this week. Those are things that other places around the world really want to emulate in a cricket sense. Yeah, well, the fans who do turn up to the Adelaide Oval tomorrow could be witnessing history as well. Australia closing in on an Ashes series victory in what would be in just 11 days, which is remarkable to think. We will be back this time tomorrow to break down everything that happens, but for more in-depth coverage, do check out the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age. We'll see you then.